are back, everybody. It's time for Big Smiling Faces. Fans of Patrol is here to say today, show 382. I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. With me, back from the past, Miss Tiffobot. What's happening, Tiff?
You know what? It's good to be back. There was a couple issues this past couple weeks with travel and whatnot, but I'm here and I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I'm sure the people, they missed you, man.
No, I think maybe they're like, thank fuck, she's gone.
No, I don't think so.
We don't know. We don't really know. Nobody ever actually says, I'm only here for so. I mean, people have said they left because of me. That's the only thing that they've said.
It was only one dude.
But there could be many secret leavers.
Oh, that was hilarious. I will never forget it. I'm not even gonna do that.
I'll never fucking forget it because it made me feel bad.
This is show 382, man, and we got a good one for you, man. You came back for a blockbuster week, me and
yes.
What's up to Joey DiCarlo from So Is a Podcast? It came on last week and it, held it down, and we got through Wrath of Man and actually had a good time. And I actually recommend a lot of people to watch that movie because it wasn't anything like I thought it was gonna be. So So anyway, we did that, and so that's cool. And this week, man, we got a lot going on, man. So they're dropping trailers like fighting in the
they know what time it is. Yeah, it's time to get back into the theater.
Yeah.
Regardless of how we feel about it.
Yeah, man, because that shit is over now, right? So they, it's all.
It's not. I mean, it isn't. Like, who cares? It isn't over. Whatever. I guess we're not here to discuss that. It's mostly like I like to go to the movie theater. Yeah, and for me, it's a lot different. Well, for me, it's a lot different because even before the pandemic, it's not like Iowa theaters were just like, like if you wait a day, and we usually do, we wait like a week between the shows, you're probably going to be in a relatively empty theater.
I'll see. I don't mind that. I checked this movie out this week, and I wasn't alone, but it wasn't crowded, so I was happy, But
before we get too deep into it, I got to ask you a question.
Yes. When
you got to the theater,
yes,
did you see those weird boxes that you can get? Boxes? I don't know. They're like they look like the shields for Doctor Strange. It's like a popcorn bucket.
Oh no, I didn't see anything like that. No.
I saw it and I immediately wanted it because I'm a child. And I was like, "How much is that?" And they were like $25, and I was like, "No."
Get out of here.
But then I laughed and I was like, you know what it's gonna be like when you get like ET merchandise and shit, and then like 10 years later it's worth like $5,000.
Right, and you're like, I was such a fool.
But here's the thing: I'm not a fool because I don't want $25 garbage in my home.
Yeah, sitting around just waiting.
But still, I must admit, still kind of thinking about it, still wondering what could have been.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look this stuff up. I don't know what that is. But let me tell the people what they're here for today. So, man, if you're fans of Avatar or even Avatar the Disney ride, this is the show for you, man, because they, it's been years. I mean, years and years and years and years and years, and they're doing an Avatar Part 2. I guess you can do that with this movie, right? Because the actors will look the same, they just big and blue and CG, so, So they have a trailer. We're going to talk about our thoughts with that. Resident Evil is back on the scene again, twice in a year. And people are losing their goddamn minds about this, so I can't wait to talk about it. So we have a trailer for the July release of the Netflix show Resident Evil. So nerds, unite or get mad. Probably.
Well, either way, you're uniting.
Yeah.
So what banner are you under today? Are we mad or are we glad?
Right, and people are always mad. So anyway,
they're always mad.
We're doing a one shot. We went to what's the name of the thing? Paramount. And
Paramount. Actually, you can watch the first episode on Amazon for free.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So Strange New Worlds, the old school Captain Kirk, thing. It's back.
Yeah, it's a current. It's a what's it called? It's not even a remake because it's not like scene for scene.
No, it's not. It's
a reboot. A boot.
It's a reboot. It's definitely a reboot. So we have that this week. And the big daddy today is that we're the last people in the universe to go see the multiverse. So if you heard other people's takes, great. If you hear what we got to say, we're going to give it to you, man. All the good, the bad, and the ugly. So saying all that, Tiff, we're rolling out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, man. So we are back. It's time to rock and roll. But before we do, it's social media time. Tiff, could you tell the people all the other places that they can reach us, man?
Yes, for everything Fans of Patrol, Fans of Patrol, go to fansofpatrol.com. And then you can email us there at fans@fansofpatrol.com, or you get to us on social media. What the fuck is wrong with me today?
I don't know. But keep it going. Keep it going.
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Fans of Patrol. Check out our Patreon and subscribe to our YouTube, and then listen to us on your favorite listening platform, which is pretty much everything now.
Yeah.
There might be like little ones, although sometimes I do hear from people that they're listening on something that I've never heard of.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we are on, believe it or not, we got 3 whole TikToks out there.
Look at the TikToks, everybody.
I'm gonna try to start using that platform a little better because that's where everybody at. I'm like,
we just to get on there and do a stupid shit. You're at Target, and you're like, look at this garbage, and then everyone's like, haha, 1 million likes.
Yeah, no.
I shouldn't be like, look for us on TikTok, you idiots. I'm just like, I'm not judging. Enjoy your TikTok.
Like, we're trying to get to the top. Hey,
everybody pay attention to me.
Before we move on, man, we do have t-shirts available on TeePublic on our website. Now, I have to tell y'all something. The website has been down probably for about a week and a half. Some stuff had happened and it wasn't right. I got with them. So it's back up now. But I'm about to change the whole goddamn on thing. Like, because after we had this debacle, Tiff, I was looking at it, I was like, damn, this website looked dated. Because I hadn't changed it probably in about 2 or 3 years, except for just swapping out content. Mm-hmm. So look for a brand new website there. Also, man, I want to give a big hug to your friend of mine, Mr. Mark Ellis Reagans, man, because we have those t-shirts available from TeePublic, like I'm wearing one now. But he made us the Price of Tomatoes. I'm gonna put the image up on the screen. He made us a couple of Price of Tomatoes t-shirts, man, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, man. So just check that out. It's cool as hell, man. So I'm going to put that there. If you want to get that, you can purchase that. It's a couple of variations of it. And so thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Mr. Reagan. So, man, Tiff, Avatar. Yes. So
Avatar.
I'm like an Avatar fan. I'm probably like the only in the world. And I call bullshit on that because
I'm sorry, what?
People hate the Avatar, but it made all that money.
No, they don't.
Oh, they do.
I don't think that they do. I don't care for it.
Well, did you ever watch it?
Well, I've never seen it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, here's what I mean. Here's what I mean when I say this.
Right.
I remember Avatar coming out.
Yes.
Okay, I remember it, and I was going to the movies all the time back then.
Yeah.
And
you can go see that one.
I'm pretty big sci-fi person.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I would say more than the average person.
Yeah.
But I just saw the trailer and I thought, I don't care about this at all.
Well, I found it to be extremely dope. And again, the movie gets a lot of hate. People hates it, but it's like, but look how much money it made. So whatever.
Oh, so you're saying it can't be that reviled that has made money?
Yeah, it made a ton of money. It was like the biggest movie in the world for how long? You had people like Star Wars and stuff trying to get people to go to the movies, re-releasing it just to try to beat the record at the damn thing.
I don't think that should count. It should be opening initial box office results only, and furthermore, it should be capped. So like, yes, some movies stay in the theater for a year.
Hold up.
I can't remember what I was gonna say. What were we saying?
Well, he was talking about it shouldn't count because they re-released that.
Oh, yes. Like that. And so there should be some structure in place to actually measure these things. I mean, one is it should be initial release.
Yes, I agree.
2, it should be for a set amount of time. So even though some movies might have the capability for whatever reason to stay in the theater for a year, because that used to happen, like the movies would just stay in the theater.
Yeah.
It should just be the initial release, the first 8 weeks.
Nah, I disagree with you on that one. I say as long as it's in the theaters, it count. But re-releasing it just to beat somebody else's record, that's phony.
No, because it's also a little phony to keep the ones that keep you in theaters because.
But they're not gonna keep it in theaters unless it's making money, though. Tim.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It like, I don't know. It's a little bit of a false.
Yeah.
False representation.
So anyway, man. I love the first one. You love the ride at Disneyland, and
yes, it's a fun ride
at Disneyland, which can give you a little fandom there. So, man, they've been talking about making the Avatar 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for about 10 years, man. Like we're going to make 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5.
Yeah, I kind of remember that's like being something we've talked about on the show a couple of times.
Yeah. And so I guess they made one in Avatar 2 and 3, and so what is it? The Way of the Water? It's
Way
Avatar
of Water, the Way of
Way
Water.
of Water. So,
Yes.
bunch of underwater scenes and stuff like that. So, uh,
Yes, everybody, you've seen the skies, and now it's time for a
the
deep
water.
dive.
Right.
Here's my problem with this.
Uh huh. Go ahead.
I never really thought that there was much for me in the first one. I just whatever. But
But you never saw
I'm saying I was
it.
never, okay, you ever see a trailer and you're like, not gonna,
Yeah. Yeah.
just not, I don't care. And the more you learn about it, it doesn't entice you anymore. It doesn't like change your mind. That's just what it's like for me. I'm like, I don't have any feelings about it. I don't know. It probably is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's fine.
But what I'm saying is that this trailer specifically feels very much like,
It feels a
it feels a little soulless to me because
feels
there's
empty.
there's no story. It's just like it it makes me think, even though it might not be true,
Mhm.
that they're just like, we knew it was somewhat problematic, we knew it was somewhat not good,
Mm.
like as far as like what people have like initially thought versus what they, because what I hear about the movie all the time is that it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the what did you like about it? Well, it's beautiful or whatever. It's what Mike has said, and what, no, he didn't say that. He didn't. But this movie, this scene, since there's nothing really telling me what's happening, I'm like,
But
oh,
you gotta remember, Chef. It's a teaser. It's not an actual trailer.
I no.
It's
But it's more like, hey, remember the only good thing about this? Here's some more.
no. So
Whatever, I know.
it shows you the familiarity. Now Sam, what is his name? Is it Waterson? Sam Waterson plays the lead. Haven't seen that dude. He was in the only thing I seen him after. Well, he did do some movies after that, but I got really tired of him quickly because when I was seeing him in other movies, I would just notice all he does is run around and yell all the time. Ah, what are you doing?" So he plays the lead, and Zoe Saldana is back, and they're supposed to have a bunch of kids and stuff like that. And so I guess what they just wanted to do, Tiff, was get you familiar with the universe again.
Oh, these are the same people.
Yeah, exact same people.
Okay. I didn't know that. I don't remember what the people, I mean, I wouldn't anyway. I don't remember what they looked like before.
Yeah, and
No. I remember they looked like this. I just didn't know that it was the same characters.
I think Lane is back too, the bad guy who got murdered at the end. So I don't know how the hell they do
Oh,
that.
excellent. Excellent.
It's familiar. Am I gonna see it? Absolutely, and hopefully that it brings a lot of joy back. But I have to be honest with you about something you probably don't know about me, and neither do you, too, the fans, the people. I don't really care for underwater shit. For
Why
some
is that? Are
reason.
you scared?
No, I
Are
swim.
you scared of the water?
No, I am an African American who can swim, and that's some bullshit rumors.
Oh, that's not, I didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was, I was just meant like,
No,
I
no,
am a little afraid of like the ocean.
no. It was
Like, I'm
always
afraid of,
no. It's always a thing that black people could not swim. But the what really was about was that there were no pools available in the marginalized areas, and so
yeah.
a lot of people didn't swim. So the hell
Yeah.
with that crack. No, I can swim like a fish, but I just don't like underwater shit too much. It's like
Why don't you like it though? Are you scared of it?
I hate slow when everything starts moving in slow. In movies and everything is like you're like, oh shit, just go. So yeah.
No, I am actually legitimately afraid of water, and sometimes like not because I like to swim.
Like
I can
big
also
water.
swim.
Is it big
Yeah,
water?
big water, big water scares
Big,
me.
big
And
water is scary. That's not.
yes, here's the thing. I have
Scary
that
shit.
thing. I have that thing. That's like fear that like whatever is under you, the vast, like that there's something big down there, like
Yeah,
the Meg.
yeah.
Which is probably why I like that movie so much, because it really like legit
Like,
scared
see,
me.
I told
Like
you,
I
man.
can, no, I mean like I can literally even feel it in my knees right now, just thinking about my legs dangling ooh, in the ocean where there's a bunch of things underneath me. Ooh, that
When I'm on a ship and I see all that water, just
makes me sick.
it's like wow, shit. That's a
I
lot of
think
good
you and
water.
I are having a therapy session. We're just fucking. I'm terrified. Here's the thing: I'll still go in the ocean because I still love it. It just I get anxious even now just thinking about it.
Big
Ooh.
ships in the water. If you ever stood on a pier next to a big ship, that shit is like intimidating too. I'm like,
Yeah, it makes your brain feel wrong.
just makes you feel so
So I
small. You're
yeah
like,
yeah.
mm,
So I will say about this trailer some things I'm excited about. It
mhm.
is beautiful. It's undeniably beautiful. You cannot argue.
Yes.
I'm excited for the inevitable Disney ride
Oh, the
that
the
I
part.
that I will ride because of this, I'm sure, movie.
We added another one.
And
We
it's
got
going to
the
be 30,
extension.
30, 30, 30 years from now.
Yeah,
30 years from now.
yeah.
It's like, when did the original Avatar come out?
It's been like 10, 15 years, man. It's been a
Was
long
it
time.
2010?
It's been a long.
Oh, you know what? I'm like, when did that come out? And I actually have it pulled up right here because I was looking at the cast.
Okay.
It came out in 2009. So,
Oh,
yeah, like 13 years ago.
long time.
And the ride came out like 4, 5, 6 years ago, maybe. So I think like it just takes like, 10 years ish to.
Guess what? Disney be smiling when this movie come out. They be like, come to the ride.
I gotta tell you something that Disney never stops smiling.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a rictus grin. They're just out to steal your fucking soul and your money. And sometimes I give into it.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while for me.
Sometimes I want that too.
Yeah, the pandemic really saved some
All
cash.
right.
So, man, enough of that, man.
Yeah.
Enough of the damn water. So, so here we are. They released this trailer for Resident Evil. We just had a Resident Evil movie, so
Yes, we sure did.
we had a Resident Evil movie, Tiff, and we are the only two human beings on the planet that like that movie, man. I mean, and I really like
I'm
it.
so confused by it.
Yeah,
I'm confused by it, but that's okay.
yeah. I
That's
mean,
okay.
because in my opinion, they really gave the people what they wanted. You got
And it
Raccoon
was
in here. You got it. Maybe you didn't have no big stars, but you had Robbie Amell last scene with the lighter. That's it. With the monsters. Oh shit! I'm like, man, this is pretty good. It's actually scary. I
yeah.
thought it was great. So, but people hated it. We are the only two.
I'm confused. I'm confused as to what it is they didn't like about it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've heard all
It's
kinds
it's
of stuff.
I find like the reactions, like the reactions to some movies, right? That like that movie, even if I disagree with the opinion that it's bad, right?
Yeah.
Is no worse than a large majority of movies I think the same people would see
Yeah.
and either think nothing about or
Yeah.
sort of enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no rhyme or reason. So I looked at the trailer on YouTube, and I looked down at the likes and the comments and stuff like that. Never read the comments, but it definitely had way more dislikes than likes, and I noticed that, and I was like, oh shit, let me check this out. And the majority of the shit I heard from these weasels was race swapping. They own that shit again. They own, they put a black person. They put they changed the race and stuff.
That's
like
what they said.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Those people just don't even need to come around.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, here y'all go again with a bunch of effing fiction, that y'all trying to like.
Yeah, I hate to tell you this. Nothing that happens in the Resident Evil universe is real.
No, it's not, and so it just blows my
So,
mind.
like,
That's
so
the thing,
you
right?
can do whatever you fucking want because it isn't real.
Oh no, I even
I
saw
just hate it. I
somebody.
hate everybody. I gotta go. I'm done with the podcast. It's over now. Bye.
I even saw somebody. Come on back here. I also saw some people talk about bringing woke culture or Netflix woke culture and stuff, and I'm like, man, I hate these effing people, man. It's just like I don't understand, man.
It's just,
What damn difference does it make?
I think
What,
I gotta lay down. I'm so tired.
So anyway, Tiff, back to the actual trailer and not these idiots, But
Yes.
wasn't much there for me. It was just a bunch of blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I think the movie. All I did was think. I was like, I thought the movie looked better than this, but I don't know.
Oh, this trailer, you mean?
Yeah, the movie looks better than this trailer to me. So
I agree. I mean, not that this looks bad. This is also, like you said, it's just a teaser.
yeah, yeah. I'm surprised.
But I felt like
zombies too. You know, isn't zombies getting kind of old now? They still pushing zombies.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it'll be like one of those things that'll never completely. It'll be like a, it's a kind of classic
Yeah.
horror now. It's kind of like one of those things. But it is weird because you would think that you would see, because we see so much zombie content, you would think that we would see an equal amount of like werewolf and vampire content. Just
I,
like, but I guess when Twilight was coming out,
but those aren't real vampires. You know, that's not.
but the content is concentrated on that particular.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It doesn't really matter what they're creating. But I agree, this trailer to me seems fine. I would totally watch this. I would give this a try. There's nothing wrong with
I
it.
would give
I
it a
just
try
feel
too.
like,
I would too.
yeah, I just feel like, well, and also the Resident Evil franchise, which is really great because guess what, everybody, it isn't real. You can do lots of stuff with it, like put it into the future, take it into the past, put it in a different area where like something else is happening. I mean, and it's weird because like even the games themselves have frequently strayed from zombies and the same formula. They're still monsters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They might go monster heavy on this one, and zombies is just like a background thing that happens that you might trip over, and you be like, "Oh shit, I forgot about zombies." You know?
Well, I did see them like lighting. So the other thing about this trailer is that there's a bit. It shows you a little bit of the story at the beginning, and then that chops really quickly. Well, you go like, so it starts off with sisters.
Yeah,
One of them might be infected with the T virus.
yeah, yeah.
Which is I'm inferring because I know more about Resident Evil than probably the average person watching this
Right.
trailer. Uh, we flash forward to the future. I'm assuming your sister is looking for her or something in a different city. It's farther in the future.
A lot
So
going
then,
on
but
in
then they
this.
start chopping them really fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes so fast after that.
It's a lot going on in this minute and a half. You know, it's just like it's a
Yes.
lot of shit going on. You know, so
I it's like the opposite of the first trailer where there's like too much stuff.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
will also say that like when you do a trailer like this,
Hmm.
it has to be more like, in my opinion, simplistic interest because like while I'm looking at this, I see there's like that one very brief clip where they show like an animal.
A rat.
It's not it's like a stuffed animal, but it's alive.
Oh, it's a hologram.
Like yellow bear.
It's a hologram.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, sure, but like, why are they showing me that with such significance? I've never seen the show. I don't know the significance of that, and it means not. It's meaningless to me, out of context.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I
Maybe
feel
it
like
has
they
something to
should
do with
show
one of the
more stuff
games.
that like
Maybe it has something to do with
what?
one of the games. Maybe it has something to do with one of the games. You know, I don't know.
I don't remember that particularly, but
I just remember the little girl, the hologram. You know, what you know.
yes, the one that was like, "You're all gonna die down here."
Right, right, right. So I would definitely give it a chance for sure, but
Oh yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
excited about it in no sense. And
Oh, you're not? I'm not. I guess I don't feel anything about it, honestly,
no,
bad or good. I don't
no,
feel. I'm just like, oh, sure.
I just got a
But
little
also, you know,
shitty taste in my mouth when
it's just,
reading those
mm,
comments. You know, I was like, you sons of,
mm.
you know,
Yeah, we ruined this for ourselves because we were like, um, that is, I hate that shit. Uh, no, I was just thinking like with Netflix has really taken away like and all the other streaming services have taken away the like kind of like ability to be like, well, it was on, so I gave it a chance and now I like it because you're like you have to overcome the desire to not turn it on. You have to be like you have to be like, I'm gonna make myself turn it on, and then you have to be like, and then there's like a mental almost block because you're like, how long do I give this? Because I theoretically could leave at any time.
yeah. With me, I see a lot of stuff, and I deliberately don't turn it on because I know me. I'd be like, well, shit, man. If I turn it on, I'm gonna probably watch two or three of them, you know, or something.
Be
So,
like, rest of my day.
right, you know. So a lot of times I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna get into that now because I just know how I am, man. You know, I will roll through some stuff, and you know, just be like, yeah, I didn't mean to sit there and take up a week of my time watching all these shows, you know. So I'll leave it. So with this, I'll give it a try, and we'll see. And it's Netflix, so it's not like the other streaming services where you got to wait weekly. You know, they drop the whole thing all at one time. You know, so Resident Evil. So yeah, yeah, I got a bad taste in my mouth, Tiff, and it had nothing to do with this. With the,
Everybody, please
yeah,
watch that movie, no matter what someone said to you,
exactly. Now, right
and
now I'm gonna push it. Right?
give it a try.
we're
Give it
gonna
a try.
we're gonna make sure it's a hit. Oh shit! So
I'm gonna buy 50 copies and I'm just gonna hand them out to random people.
so that's it, man. We cater
And
to
then I'll put a sticker on it that says for fans of Patrol content of this film, scan this barcode.
please. So that's it, man. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back with our one shot, man. So hold on to your cheeks. All right, man. We are back. If this is your first time listening to our show, this is our middle section where we like to do a lot of stuff, a lot of fun stuff. We do one shot previews at TV shows. We do games like Price of Tomatoes, like it's on that awesome shirt, and we do a lot of stuff. But we like to take this time to do what we want to do. So this week, man, about a week ago, about a week ago, Star Trek came out, man. Strange New Worlds, and this has been, highly anticipated for the people who are into this new Star Trek show. Discovery is in that same universe with Star Trek Discovery, and so they did something really odd. And so on Discovery, they had like characters and stuff on the show, and so from the old, they're supposed to be the old Star Trek show, so they gave them their own show, Tiff. So that's what this is. So before we take a step, man, with this this thing, this is Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's a TV series, 2022, and it's a prequel to Star Trek, the original show. The show will follow the crew of the USS Enterprise under Captain Christopher Pike, and I'm still confused, and we're going to talk about it. Just name a few of these people that's in this thing, Jeff.
Oh yeah, so this is like difficult because I feel a lot of people nobody really knows them, right?
Oh, some of these people, well, maybe one guy.
Okay, so Anson Mount.
Yeah,
like, who's
yeah,
that?
yeah. He was in Doctor Strange. He was in he was on Hell on Wheels. That was an AMC show, and he was the guy that was on he was Black Bolt on that Marvel TV show. He's been around for a while.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, yeah. Hell on
I
Wheels.
don't know that guy.
Anybody
Fucking know that guy. Okay.
Hell on Wheels is dope.
Ethan Peck.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, who's that?
Yeah.
Jess Bush.
Yes.
Christina Chong.
Yeah.
Celia Rose Gooding. That's it. I'm not going to go any further.
You
have
all a
bunch
bunch
of
of say.
Who?
Nobody. I'm just tripping.
Melissa Navia, Babs
No.
Olusan Mokun.
Okay, so
Olusan Mokun.
so there we go. That's the crew, the intrepid crew of the Star Trek.
Oh, Rebecca Romaine is in this.
Really? I didn't see that. Really?
Rebecca Romaine.
So, man, before we go any further, it's time for one word. I love that.
Oh yeah. Ready.
One word, Tiff. What you got?
My one word is fine.
Okay, it was fine for you. It was very. My one word is intriguing. I don't know what they're gonna do with this series. So, I don't know how far they, because they advertised it with this new Captain Kirk. But right now, it's weird. So anyway, before we go any further, let's hit those spoilers and let's get into it, man.
Okay.
So,
well, before we get any further, I want to talk about. I don't know if this is what you're confused about.
What's that?
But this guy is the guy who plays Captain
Pike.
Kirk. No, Pike. Sorry, Pike. Yeah. Is his name Chris Peck?
No, that's Anson.
Or Ethan Peck?
No, that's Spock.
Oh, okay. Because I saw that in the credits and it confused me because I was like, he kind of looks a little bit like Chris Pine, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who's playing Pike.
Yeah.
And Pike sounds like Pine and they look a little similar and it got really confusing and I was like, is it supposed to be him? I was just confused.
Nah. So
I knew it wasn't. It just confused me a little.
So if you ever watched the first Star Trek, way back in the day with Kirk and the boys, they were the first like 2 shows were a totally different crew. Like the first pilot was all different people except for Spock. They fired everybody, and they all of a sudden Kirk was on the and all of the new people, the Doctor, everything. So what they did very clever in the old show was they actually went back and they addressed it. Spock had did some traitorous stuff, and he was on trial, and they used it to explain what happened to the old crew, and used the old footage and stuff like that. Not that old footage, and they actually completed the story and brought the captain back. He got into something, and he was totally like an invalid. He couldn't move anything. He was like this little chair that just slid around and couldn't even like talk. So he just had like three buttons: yes, no, and maybe, something like that to talk. So that's this guy. So if you watch Star Trek Discovery with the fine Miss Green on that show, uh, they came on that show and they had a big to do with Spock because she's Spock's sister, and so he saw his future that he was going to get murdered, and everybody who knows anything about that was like, oh yeah, he lives a terrible life, he gets racked up, and so this is the aftermath of this. We see Spock getting some cheeks from a very fine lady right in the beginning.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, a sexy. We're getting sexy right away.
Oh,
Is this the same guy from Discovery?
yes, these are all the same characters
Okay.
that was on Discovery. So yeah, he to bring back in the day when Leonard Nimoy, she was fine as hell too. I'll never forget that. So I like that they're supposed to have no emotions, but they seem very emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They do have emotions. That's my problem with Vulcans, just generally speaking, is when they're with other Vulcans, especially.
yeah.
There's like emotion there because you can't. If they were really talking about that emotion, they'd be like, "Yes, I consent," or like they wouldn't even want to because that's an emotional thing.
Spock, come take the cheeks. It is time for a kid. No problem.
Yeah, you'd be like, yes, receiving cheeks.
Are you done? Anyway,
right? I feel like it would be very.
Right.
But I think that they've explained some of that before, where it's like it's not like they don't have emotions. It's like they have supreme control of their emotions.
They're very emotional, and that's why they have the.
Yeah, they got to keep it tamped down. Because remember, like T'Pol had that disease where she couldn't control her emotions. Hey, everybody, we're doing a deep dive on Star Trek today.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, we're not talking about Enterprise, the most beloved of all Star Treks.
So we find our boy Christopher Pike, who the character I really like. That he's depressed, man, because he sees his death. He's in there getting some cheeks. He getting cheeks from another captain, so that's cool.
No, she's number one. Isn't that his number one?
No, that ain't number one. No, that was another captain.
I thought that was his number one, and then she got replaced because she got a captainship.
Oh, okay.
She was the number one. She wasn't a captain.
Not the number
but
one.
I think she was his number one.
Oh shit. Okay, I missed
Correct.
That. Oh,
I know. I was like, there's some little bit of woo woo, but maybe she was like leaving.
So they came to get him, man, because they got an emergency and stuff, and I think the world looks just brilliant. I just love it. I don't. What
yeah, it's a little for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this has nothing to do with the talent or creative whatever problems. There's nothing whatever. I don't know how I'd feel if I'd watch this now, but you and I are a little different. It doesn't feel very Star Trek-y because to me, Star Trek always has that kind of like it's like the difference between when you watch something on a DVD and a tape.
Yeah.
Like I miss that, like where it doesn't look like you would go to a planet and it was like clearly like styrofoam rocks and shit, and you're like, hello, so good.
They passed that.
I know, but I don't know if I don't know if it's what I want.
Like Star Trek Picard.
It's not bad.
It's dope. It's all everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I want.
Got you. So he's got to go to the ship, Tiff, and so he gets on the ship. And immediately, I noticed the ratio of men to women is like totally lopsided. There's way more women, like starring characters than it is, it's really, really lopsided. And so it was like very interesting. So I hated the woman who was the captain already, well, not a captain, but she was just like in charge, and was pissed that they had came on board, Spock and the captain. She got such an attitude and shit, just mad about. I'm like, why is she so mad? She just like, I'm mad. I'm just like, oh shit, okay. So you get introduced to the Christine Chapel, who was not hot back in the day, but in this Star Trek is hot as hell. And
everybody on this show is hot. People, I hate to say this to you, every single person,
man,
hot.
Lieutenant Cadet Uhura is just okay, and I was, she's just okay. She ain't Zoe, or she ain't.
All right.
She's not Michelle Nichols. Damn it. But I saw her with a big wig on, and she looked a lot better. She like looked kind of fine. Anyway, so they have to go like what get the new number one, right? Because she's like, you know, she's not on the ship, and so they have this planet that's what about to be that they're making first
It's
contact with.
pre-warp,
Yeah,
right?
they're
Yeah.
making first contact with these people, and they do the facial thing, and I thought that was funny that they started out with something like that because that was something they brought into Star Trek over the over time and stuff.
Oh, you mean when they're like, "Oh, we're genetically modifying you to look like the race of the people on
Yeah,
the planet."
yeah. But Spock's stuff
Yeah,
is not holding, and his ears is coming
of
up.
course, of course.
And then again, you take the science officer, you take the captain, and you take the first officer all down to the planet. You're like,
Hmm. Every time there's even a very small away mission, your whole crew is fucked. Pretty soon, it's going to be the guy who cleans the toilet that's sitting in the captain's chair.
Right. You're like, full torpedoes, fire! Fire!
Warp 75, I think. I mean, like, I think the problem is that eventually, because of who they send down there, everybody's gonna go.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. So they get down there with the most important people.
Yeah, and they get discovered with the quickness,
Yeah.
And so number one, was she down there? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. So what happened is that it's a rescue mission.
Yeah.
For the people who were there to see if they're still alive. But this society doesn't have a warp drive. It's not for space travel. It's a bomb.
Bomb because they warlike, right?
Right.
Hey, fun fact: do you know the original number one was played by Gene Roddenberry's wife, who was also Waxana Troy on Star Trek?
I didn't know that the original number one was played by her, but I did know that she was his wife and that she was the Waxana Troy.
Yeah, well, she wasn't his original wife. He left.
And the voice of the computer.
And the voice of the computer. You're right. Just kept her.
Ooh, you tried to slam dunk on me, and here I come back.
Right.
Bam! We were both sitting alone at lunch.
Right. No, I was in the closet. I was just like,
you were like, yes, I love football.
Right.
Ah!
That was me. I was like totally in the closet, like typing comic books, backhand.
You have a Playboy, and inside there's a Superman.
Like, So anyway, man, yeah, these people are like trying to like blow each other to smithereens, and so because it's a warp bomb, that they decided that they were worthy for Starfleet.
I would like to talk about
Go ahead.
the president or whoever he's talking to on the planet, the woman.
Yeah.
I think she's amazing, even though I know that we're supposed to be like, she wants to. I'm like, she's like, your rules are not my rules.
Yeah, she didn't give a shit.
I don't have to listen to you. And I was like, that's pretty great because they aren't. Why would I listen to you?
Yeah.
But then, okay, so then some stuff happens, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But what happens is he goes back to talk to them, try to convince them that like, you have this technology that can make, instead of using it for this, you could be more peaceful. And he shows them Earth and the Earth civil wars that had happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine you're on planet Earth.
Yes.
There's no aliens yet.
Yes.
Then sometime someone comes down and they're like, hey, we're from space.
Yeah.
What you're doing is wrong, and we're here to tell you what to do. Also, watch this video. Well, on planet Earth, I'd be like, well, we have movies where you can just make anything happen, and it's not necessarily true. Yeah, and it's often used to manipulate people. I would just say, I don't believe you. Now, here's the thing. You're supposed to be like, oh, but they're peaceful, so we agree. I don't fucking know you people from space.
Could you imagine?
But if you're trying to convince me to blow up my planet.
Could you imagine with populations of this culture that we live in now, how they would react to a more powerful person on the table? Could you imagine just how that would go down? It would be a disaster. It'd be worse than they live.
I feel like because only she knew, right? It wasn't like she got on the horn and was like, listen up, planet Earth, we're about to see something.
Right.
Okay, we're about to see something in the sky. Everybody remain calm.
Right.
For 99.9% of people on that planet, whatever they saw in the sky was like, what the fuck? And then it was gone.
Oh, that's
so
true.
like they fucked them up. But what I'm saying is that like, yeah, if imagine you and I doing this podcast, I go outside to like sit on my porch and read, look up in the sky, 3 seconds, spaceship gone.
Yeah.
Your brain would fucking melt.
Yeah. That's true. So eventually, Tiff, the plan
Rant over.
The plan works.
Yes.
And they decide. I was surprised they had offered them membership into the.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like,
I thought that too.
I was like, membership, shit. This is the beginning of let's just watch these bastards because they ain't got no
keep them on notice. I'm watching.
The first thing they've invented is a goddamn bomb. Nah.
Yeah. You don't want them in there. But then I guess probably the best way to make sure it's safe would be to like keep them in the fold.
Yeah, I guess
because then there's like sanctions and.
I was still surprised that they were like, join us. So I was like, okay. So I dug it, and I really dug it, and I just was like, I'm waiting for this Kurt foot to drop because the trailers. That's all they was showing was, hey, we got Kurt coming, and it's like, you could go a long time with this captain and this crew before you start changing stuff. Matter of fact, once Kurt get on a ship, that should be the end of the series. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, like he got 10 years to live according to whatever it is prophecy he saw. Roll shit. This show ain't gonna last 10 years. Rolling
right. 5 seasons can be 10 years
because he's really good at being Christopher Pike. I really like him in the role. I really like him, and so I would like to see a lot more of him.
I would like to see a lot more of him too.
Oh yeah. So anyway, man, that's it. And I thought it was groovy. Tiff,
I mean, it's because of I want to see it grainy. I want to see it looking weird, and I want to see their shitty rocks,
orange and red carpet.
Yeah, I miss it. Makes me nostalgic.
Yeah. So that's it, man. That's it. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back. It's time for main topic time. Multiverse of Madness. Terrible name, but we'll get to it.
Sounds like a pinball.
It does. Sounds like a circus ride. All right, man. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm surprised that I can say that without stumbling and fumbling and bumbling because it's a mouthful. So it is time. Marvel they're in full summer swing now, Tiff. They released Doctor Strange last week. 2022 PG-13, 2 hours 6 minutes. Wow, I didn't know it was that long. Action, adventure, and fantasy. Dr. Stephen Strange casts a forbidden spell that opens a doorway to the multiverse, including alternate versions of himself, whose threat to humanity is way too great for the combined forces of the Strange, Wanda, and Wanda Maximoff. That is misleading. Directed by Sam Raimi.
That is misleading.
Yeah, super misleading. Bastards, because I didn't expect this to go the way it was going. Tiff, who's in this damn movie?
So, Benedict Cumberbatch, as always. Yes. Elizabeth Olsen. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Chiwetel Ejiofor. That name.
Benedict Wong.
I like Wong.
I am gonna mispronounce this name, and I apologize. Is it?
When I saw it, I was like, "Ha!"
Is it Waxchidol? I think maybe his X is a W. Gomez. Right. Waxchidol Gomez. Michael Stuhlbarg, Rachel McAdams, coming on back. That's it.
Yeah, man. So
yeah.
I'm looking at these names in here, and your boy. We just talked about Captain Christopher Pike reprised his role as Black Bolt, Anson Mount.
Oh, so he's just in that. He's the guy that's inside that.
Yeah, the guy
suit.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
So. Okay, which we'll get there.
Yeah,
but
it was comic book accurate, so sometimes. Anyway, so let's get started. Hey, Tiff, I was on time for this movie this time.
Congratulations! How many previews did you see?
I saw the Way of the Water. That was it.
Oh, so you were on time for the film, but not for the previews.
Yes. That's all.
Good. I saw 75 previews.
I bet you did. Probably
First
24
of all,
minutes worth.
they didn't start until 5 minutes after the movie start time. So it'd be 3:30 start time. It started at
Wow.
3:35.
Goodness
And
gracious.
then there was, I mean, I'd say conservatively 75 previews, none of which I wanted to see.
Yeah, it be like that, man.
I was like,
That's why my
some of
ass
this,
come late.
I will say that like every season, because we kind of like watch movies,
Yeah.
obviously all through the year, 52-ish movies a year, everyone, at least. And then so we're watching these after a while, every season that we're at the theater, there's like one or two previews, and I'm like, not a fucking again. Like,
Right.
so one of them has been the Bob's Burger preview.
Bob's
I'm
Burger.
so fucking done with that shit.
I
And I
don't
don't
know what
even
you're talking about.
dislike Bob's Burgers. I just hate, I don't want to see that preview anymore. There's a Bob's Burgers movie coming out.
Oh, I did not never seen.
Yeah, you probably don't know because you haven't shown up to the previews for the last 6 months.
You're right.
I think today was probably the first time that I didn't see a preview for it.
Wow.
That in all the times I've gotten to see the movies recently.
So, man, what are we doing here? We're
Yeah, one word. I think we gotta do one word.
about to review this movie, but before we do, like Tiff said, it's one word. Yeah, one word. What you got for Doctor Strange?
This was a hard one for me to come up with a one word for.
It,
So I'm
it
gonna I'm
is.
gonna I'm gonna say
It is. It is hard.
um it does it. So I would say like accurate. I don't know, like all right. All right, it's all right.
Okay, I'm gonna say enjoyable. And
Yeah, it's not a bad movie, but
oh,
but it's not like I think that there's been times I think our one words are kind of similar, and there's been times when we've come back from a Marvel movie and been like fan fucking tastic,
yeah,
or like
it's not that. The first one,
right.
Doctor Strange one, was fan effing tastic. This,
Yes, the first one is very good.
yeah, this movie has a lot, a lot of pressure on it because it's literally, it kind of felt like a bridge movie, like bridging the stuff on Disney to this world and moving things in a different direction. So I felt like it was serving a purpose more than it was just giving me exactly what I wanted. And I think that it in some aspects it might have give too much of what you wanted, and I'll get into that when we get there. Let's just do spoilers and get it cracking. Movie starts off where you have American Chavez, who's a newer character in the Marvel universe. I mean, she's been around for a while now, but I mean, she's definitely I think she's definitely less than 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? In the Marvel universe, in the comics,
Hmm.
and she looks like that. She wears that jacket,
She
and
looks exactly like that.
yeah, I've never paid attention to her. I never read any of her stuff. I would see her, and be like, oh,
Yeah, I've only seen her in other people's
yes,
books.
yeah. So I never reached out to give a shit, and so nothing about the character, nothing. I just didn't. And so Doctor Strange, a different Doctor Strange in America, is running in this wild multiversal place, and they're being chased by something. And this scene is pretty good. What you think?
Yeah, I think that this is like an interesting way to open the movie because we have established. I mean, like we already knew it was going to be in the multiverse, and we
Right,
just didn't know why.
right.
And this does it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and in Stephen Strange fashion, he turns on the girl in the end, and starts to steal her power.
But I love that because here's the thing. It's hard to watch this part because it makes him seem like such a bad guy. And I think there's like tinges of that in every kind of Doctor Strange situation. That's kind of like
I
the
don't
whole
think it
theme of
made him seem
this
like a bad
movie.
guy because he was
But
apologetic the
yeah,
whole
he
time he
needed,
was doing it. He was like, "I'm
he was
so
like, I don't
sorry."
want to do this.
Right,
Like, I think like everything, but I think that's the point of this movie is that everything that Doctor Strange does, he believes he is doing for the greater good.
yeah,
But all villains think that what they are doing is for the greater good. Right.
indeed.
So like I think that was the point is like who is a hero and who is a villain. I mean, then they say that without saying so much. But yeah, so then it's Steven wakes up. It's a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream, and he gets up, he puts on got his tie going.
And he's like
He's looking good, man.
and
Yeah,
he's feeling good, he thinks.
yeah. He goes to the wedding of his ex girlfriend, which is strange.
Yeah, this is okay. This is the part of the movie that I have a problem with. Ish.
Okay.
And I will say that it felt very much like Spider-Man where like it felt like Sam Raimi maybe didn't know how to tell a story like this without making a love interest in it. Like if you took the Rachel McAdams character out of this
It
entirely,
wouldn't matter.
is that it wouldn't fundamentally change the film in any way.
No.
Like it could be a different person,
Hmm.
and he could have a, I mean, like he says, "Oh, I love you," and maybe that's supposed to be his like grand realization or whatever. But we always knew that. I mean, I don't think that that revelation changes anything, and it puts in this film a little bit of like. Uh, Not entirely this, but there are some moments in this movie that are unignorably cheesy.
Well, what got me was that he's one of the saviors of the planet. And he walked into that wedding and like nobody like looked up
Yes.
or anything or said, "Oh shit, there go Doctor Strange." And then old boy comes in and his life is terrible and he makes him feel like shit in like 5 seconds. I would have been like,
Yeah.
"If you don't get the hell away from me, look, I'm sorry, all right, but shit,
Yeah.
I didn't land on top. Shit, a lot of people died, but when the monster shows up outside and he throws on the cape, then everybody turns into fanboys. And I'm like, he was
Yeah.
just in there with y'all. Y'all had nothing to say. I mean, because he
Yeah.
was drinking by himself. Nobody was asking him for autograph. I would have. He's big. He's a big deal on the planet. So anyway, I don't like the Monster Man running through the city, tearing things up. I don't like it at all. I hated it. I was like, ugh, it looks like shit. What did you
It
think?
did look like shit. I was like, and so I think like, and it went on for so long
Yeah, it
that I
was.
was like, you're
Yeah,
making how bad it is very noticeable to me.
yeah, that should have been done in the dark.
And I was like, so much so that I was like, am I supposed to think it's bad? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I think you were. I
yeah,
think you
it's
were.
just so far in that direction that I was like, I fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be, so bizarre that it was supposed. Yeah, I agree with you. I think so, but it didn't work for me. I was just like, eh.
There's a lot of stuff that in this movie that I'm like, I don't know if it's intentional. But then
Yeah,
there were some things that I was like, I really fucking liked that I was like, that's
right.
such a good fucking choice. It surprises me that it exists along these other sides, these other choices that I feel like aren't that great.
Yeah. So, she takes him to the body, they bury the body, and then he goes to go talk to Wanda, just because it's witchcraft they're dealing with and not magic, which
Right. And to help protect America.
yeah, I was very surprised on how this scene, ran out because
I agree.
she had the little thing with the kids, and you knew that was a dream. She woke up, and this is kind of how we left her ish at the end of WandaVision. She was had the outside looking one way, but then inside she was actually, doing some witchcraft, and look, she didn't burn that whole damn valley down to eval. Woe for the person who comes walking that way. And I was surprised that she was able to fool Steven so easily.
Yeah, but I think that's because she was supposed to be that powerful.
Yeah, she's powerful. Now, 100% now they're actually doing her powers right according to the comic books, because she is like that bad. And so, instantly she becomes the enemy. I did not see that coming. I did not.
I thought it would be a movie buildup as well.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be some other big bad. They were going to
Something that
kill
turned
somebody else.
her
Yeah.
at the like, you know what I mean? And then she rises and you're like, no, she's Scarlet. It's all about her basically.
Yeah, Attica Harkness has basically turned her, so who's supposed to be getting her own show for some reason. So she's the enemy immediately, and she says, "I want the girl, I'm gonna take her powers and whatever." And she's so cold. I was like, bravo for Ashley, Olsen. She kicked the shit out of this role, man. She was a true villain that unapologetic either. She said, "I'm being nice," and she came to
Yeah, she's like, this is me being reasonable.
and she came to the
And I actually don't disagree with her as far as like her worldview.
yeah, yeah. So she goes to the Carmitage and she makes mincemeat out of them clowns, man. In no
Yeah, she
time.
was like, I mean, and you guys, not to side with the villain. I'm not siding with her in any way,
Uh-huh.
but she did say, I just give her to me now. One thing I don't understand is like, obviously Wanda's got problems because of what happened to her.
Yeah.
But couldn't you just say, hey, America, how about you just take me through there?
Yeah, she could have, right? Yeah, but again though,
But Miss America couldn't control her powers at that
but she
time,
had
so
no plan either. She
no.
she had no plan. She's like, because the question is poised to her. Well, what happens to the Wanda Day Mama? And she like,
She's like I am all the mothers.
no, you got a fight in your hand because those people, that Wanda had powers too. So anyway, so she's just gonna take this gal, man, and so the girl gets scared, and every time she gets scared, her powers kick in, and she zips her and Steven. Now this journey through the
Yes.
multiverses was pretty, very inventive, really, really interesting.
It was fun to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't like the little face separating with the blocks that they showed in the trailer, but like
Yeah.
even the paint world and all that stuff, I'm like, what? Who would have thought of that? Somebody was like doing some LSD, like it was
You have
like,
to just be like, sit in a room with like 10 people and be like, what's the weirdest thing you can think of? And then you just don't nobody censors themselves. You don't say like,
yeah,
you like, when you're in those, you're like, oh, no good, no bad ideas.
yeah. So everything goes. So they got to this planet. It seemed pretty cool. They had flowers and stuff, and it didn't seem like they had an eco, problem on that planet. And they did a memory lane thing, which was
Yes.
I thought that was
It,
a
it
little
was a little,
interesting.
what?
For the girl. I like to see the girl's memory lane.
Yeah.
Stephen Strange's was just like
Go away.
it was a waste of
Yeah,
time.
it
Yeah.
was a waste of time. We already, if we're here, we already saw it. We already know.
Right. Right.
But also I think like because he did it first and then she did it, it felt so forced. It should have been an accident because they didn't know. You know
Yeah,
what
you
I
could
mean?
have had her accidentally step on it and
Yeah, that would have been more
bother him.
poignant. I mean, like, not to say I could make a better film, but I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, right.
So
Right.
it just made more sense. Like to me, it would make more sense
Yeah. So,
thematically.
she so we see that she calls her two moms to disappear and stuff like that. And so Wanda's coming, man. So they decide to go to see Stephen Strange, and he's dead. And your boy Chiwetel Ejiofor, who I thought was gonna be the villain in this movie the whole time,
Hmm.
he shows
You
up
did. You always talked about Mordo. You were like, I think it's Mordo.
because he's always the bad guy. I mean, he's the bad guy in the comics.
Yeah.
And so he shows up, and quickly they learn quickly that they trapped this dude, and put cuffs on him, and they in glass, and they can't get out. And there's the Rachel McAdams character again, who you know they do that, and that's like okay,
Pointless, pointless,
it was.
pointless.
But this is what I guess all the secret. I'm surprised this shit wasn't. I mean, a lot of it was spoiled. Just with articles talking about so and so cast for Doctor Strange. So they went. They did it, Tiff. God damn it. So was that Krasinski playing?
Yes, John Krasinski. Yep, he was
Yeah,
playing
I never even heard he was cast. They did a good job keeping
Reed Richards. Reed
Reed Richards,
Richards.
right? Which they are trying to film now, but the director just walked off the Spider-Man director just walked off the set. So now they got to find a new director. Um, well, I don't know if he's left. He left the project. So, oh my God, Tiff. So it's funny. Reed Richards and they had Peggy Carter, who we
Peggy
saw in
Carter.
what if, and I beseech you, this goddamn Captain Britain thing, it's weird, right? Because this was an American project, right? But
Yeah.
so wouldn't she still be Captain
Shh.
Britain? Anyway, so Mordo is one of the Illuminati, and
Yes.
there's Professor Xavier, and they brought Patrick Stewart in, and Tiff, and they had Anson Mount playing like Black Bolt,
Hmm.
and it's weird, Tiff, because I thought I would have been more excited to see this, but I was just kind of like, huh, I wasn't like. There's Mr. Fantastic. There's Charles Xavier. He's finally made it to the Marvel universe. Maybe because I think I might have would have probably liked to see your boy and mine be Charles Xavier.
Oh, what's his face?
Yeah, the younger guy,
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. I think
I agree. I probably would have been very excited and
Right.
very horny to see
Right.
James McAvoy come on the screen. Not that I don't also like Patrick Stewart.
But he
I can
just-
kind of
look,
see what you feel.
But if you're gonna build a new X universe with,
Yeah.
you can't. He old, y'all. I mean,
He's not, you know what? He is old, everybody. I hate to say that,
he's
but I
not
think
gonna
we
be
all
around too
know.
long.
We all know it, okay? We can all not say it, but we all know it's true.
Yeah,
The same as
get the younger dude because he's gonna be around longer. We can do more movies with
replace
him.
him.
Right.
I will say that like seeing them all up there together, I
Mhm.
don't know if it was because it was such a all at once reveal or they came out one at, I don't know what it was. It just felt very much like
it was underwhelming for me.
Yes.
I was
I
so,
don't know why.
Captain America. There was the black lady was Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel.
the best friend. So she actually,
Hmm.
you know, so they have this fight with Wanda, who
Now
comes in.
the fight is good. I kind of almost wish they'd done less of the council sitting.
Yeah.
And I think I can see what they were trying to do there, but I was just like, ugh. But when the fight, I thought the fight was excellent.
Now check this out. I read that the fight, those actors had not even met each other. Like everybody shot their fight scenes alone. Like they weren't in the same room with each other.
He's not even with Wanda?
No, I was like, wow.
Weird.
Yeah, I thought so too. So yeah, so they do their thing. They all get killed. I don't know who get it the worst. I think Mr. Fantastic got it the worst.
Yeah, he's kind of like dissolved into nothingness, I guess you would
Just
say.
pulled his
But
body apart and stuff. And
yeah, which I thought that was all really interesting, like the way they fought. I was like, this is like exactly right.
and he had no business getting in the ring with Wanda Maximoff. I mean, all he does is
mm,
stretch. He's
he's
smart.
smart, man.
He
He's
would have
smart.
used his brain opposed
Yeah.
to, come on, y'all. And
Uh,
I
but
didn't.
Black Bolt
Oh my god, that was
wasn't
terrible.
expecting it because the movie is PG-13.
Blew the back of his
Right?
brain
So
out.
they kind of pull punches on this movie a little bit.
Yeah,
It was maybe the most violent PG-13 death I'd seen.
that's because you got Sam
Um,
Raimi at the helm and he doing his thing.
yeah, that along with the person getting beaten to death in the Batman in the very beginning.
The back.
In the Batman at the very beginning, that senator gets beaten. He puts taped his head and then beats
Oh
him.
yeah.
But you can't see anything, so it's PG-13. I was like, you sneaky bitches. Anyway, you guys, I don't want to ruin what happens in the movie if you haven't seen it, even though we say spoilers, because it's a little outrageous. Please watch it.
No, they watching it. I mean,
Hey, you guys, okay, fine.
yeah,
He
we
has
don't
the
know.
power. First of all, my question about this, he has the power, you speak, he kills you.
Yeah, he whisper. Yeah, it's
How
dope.
is he not
He
the
don't
most
know.
powerful?
He is. He's powerful as if he did. I think in one of the books he mildly raised his voice or something like that, and like it like blew half the moon away. It was like one of the things. Really, it was like that bad. Like something like he has to whisper. If he yelled, it would be over. You know what I'm saying? He is super powerful. But she got him. She covered his
Yeah,
mouth.
she took the reality, right? And she covered
Yeah.
his mouth and then he tried to scream and it blew his head up.
Yeah, he was about to jack her up. I think
Woo!
he would have jacked up the Bronx and Harlem too.
Yeah, everyone would have been dead, but
yeah. So
um
I mean, interesting. But I don't know why I wasn't like fanboying the hell out with these people. Maybe because I just knew they weren't on our planet, and
yeah, I
you
don't
know,
know.
I don't know.
It feels like maybe because everything is possible, the fact that this happened isn't that special. I don't know what it is. Probably not.
Yeah,
Because like I thought, I can kind of see it as maybe it wasn't there.
yeah,
But then this part onward
yeah,
where she's chasing them in the tubes is fantastic.
yeah. That's Sam Raimi doing
It
his
really
thing
is. He
with
really is doing well.
evil dead type of shit. She's just coming and coming and coming. Then they get to the other reality, and they had the fight with the other Strange with the musical notes and stuff. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's using your brain, man, because you can sit up there and have people just vibrating dumb shit and whining their hands. But they made it interesting. They made these two masters of the universe like really, really. I
And
thought bravo for that fight.
I want to say, I think one of the things that's weird about this movie for me is, uh, Benedict Cumberbatch is a great actor,
Oh,
and he's
he
a
showed his
perfect
ass.
Stephen Strange.
Showed his ass. He was excellent, man. For
And
sure.
I feel like a lot of the reason this movie is so good, I mean,
Rests on him.
it is as good as it is, I guess I would say, is it because of him and even uh my brain, the Olsen, Ashley, what's her name?
Oh yeah,
Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen. She was
Um,
phenomenal, man.
Right, and even the girl who plays America Chavez, everyone in this movie is doing really well acting wise. I think that some of the problem and the missteps has to do with like there was just some cheesy stuff that was weird and I couldn't get over.
I'm
But I feel like
I'm gonna tell you what they should have did, Tiff, with that
mhm,
Illuminati. Tony Stark was one of the Illuminati, you know, not Cheetah Ejiofor, but I mean,
Are you saying they should have brought in
yep.
Robert Downey Jr. back?
Or even if you would have just had the helmet on, that would have been. I would have just it would have blew people's minds that he like did a
I agree.
cameo.
That would have really shocked
Yeah,
them, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been like, oh shit, he back in the armor, and then people would have been losing their mind. Hell, and Captain America was not one of the Illuminati, so I don't know what Peggy, and nor was Captain Marvel. None of them were. So anyway, it was Doctor Strange. It was Professor X. It was Black Bolt, and it was Tony Stark. I think that was it. Oh yeah, I think that was it. Oh yeah, because they got together and threw the Hulk off the planet. Anyway, man. So I like that he ends up getting that dead dude, and they had the demons as his cape.
That was really cool. That was
That
cool.
was cool as hell. And I love when Juan pulled that monster over the cliff and didn't think about the consequences of that big bastard falling. He was like, "Oh shit." Wong is one of my favorite characters, and
I love Wong too.
I thought that the master of kung fu, Shang-Chi, was gonna be in this movie because when Wong picked
You
him
know
up,
what?
you know,
But he's been. Here's the thing. I think part of the problem we're entering into now, and has been a problem with people just creating comic books and comic movies for a long time, is that like people want to see their favorites. Their favorites are oftentimes, or like the blanket favorites, or maybe more popular people are very powerful people,
yeah,
and it's hard to get them all into one movie because then you're like, you don't want to be like, this person is not so powerful, they can't do this, you know what I mean? It starts to like call into question like what they can and can't do when other people aren't around.
Well, I only say that just from the way that Shang-Chi ended, with Wong coming and picking them up at the end.
Yeah.
Of it, I'm like, I thought they was, where are they? What else is going on?
It is. See, that's another thing to ask about yourself in these movies is that like, where is everybody? This
Yeah.
seems like a catastrophic world-ending event.
Nah,
Where is everybody?
they handled it.
They did,
They handled
but
it.
it's just that like you would think that like like when 17 cops show up to the same accident.
Yeah. Now, I thought they were gonna bring the Rachel McAdams character back into our universe. I thought she was gonna.
I did too. I thought she was going to be like an extra Rachel McAdams,
I would
but
have
they
been fine
didn't.
with that. Actually, I really would have. But American Chavez, she grows into her power. And
Hmm.
she saves the day. Actually,
Yes.
she does it. So I thought that was a great twist. Not to just be saved all the time. She became a hero at this point. And Wanda, scared the hell out of them kids, boy. It's like,
Oh,
God
shit.
damn, right? You a goddamn see. What was you gonna do with the mom? Was you just gonna kill her? Bitch.
I know.
I'm the mama.
Honestly, the first thing I thought when he was talking to her about trying to convince her not to do this, I would have said like, "What makes you think
Right.
that those kids are gonna love you?"
And where was Paul Bettany?
He's dead. But I'm surprised that he wasn't.
Other
What about
reality.
the other reality Voltrons? Why couldn't
Right.
she find another? Because she could give. He has free will. She could ask him to be with her.
Right. I was surprised. I was like, no, Paul Bettany, no Vision, and nobody even said Vision. They'd be like, what would Vision think? Come on. What would
She
Vision
did
think?
say that.
Oh, she did. I thought they said.
Oh, nobody brought it up to her.
Yeah,
But
like,
she said
come on.
Viz had
Vision-
ideas.
Yeah, yeah. You think Vision would be cool with you snatching people's kids and shit? know? So what did they end up doing with her, Tiff?
With Wanda,
Yeah.
she buries herself by
She
killing
pulls them out on top of her.
by the Wanda.
She ain't dead. by the Scarlet Witch thing, she pulled it down on top of herself, and they showed a
She
little
did.
magic flow out. And,
Which, by the way, I'm sure looked like Boo Boo.
yeah, it was not.
I was like, why does this look so bad?
yeah, yeah.
But then also this is such a petty complaint, but do you want to hear one of my complaints?
What's that?
She was like, it's not a tomb,
It's a throne.
it's a throne.
Yeah,
She should have said, it's not a tomb, it's a temple.
it was a temple. It wasn't. There was no chair. Where was the throne?
Yeah. Yeah, where was the throne?
There was no throne. So again, I enjoyed it. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's running around. Actually, this movie made me want to go watch, like you said, the first one.
Right, the first one, because I was like, well, I kind of missed that. But like, like I'm saying, this movie isn't bad.
I want to see it
It's
again.
not
When it comes on
someday.
I'll
Yeah.
watch it again because it was a lot going on, and some points, and just like you got people all over the internet talking about here, right there was so and so, and I'm like, I don't want to do that, but So I stayed for just the first extra scene. They had Charlize
Me
Theron.
too. And I was like, eh.
Yeah, she's supposed to be some love interest. I haven't read a Doctor Strange comic book in a long time. So, and I miss it, but comics cost too much, y'all. I just can't keep up. Shit just was ridiculous.
So that he has his third eye open now.
Ooh, that looked bad. I ain't like the third eye. I thought
that looked so terrible. You know what they should have done is just made it black.
Yeah, it looked bad. I was like, damn, that looked like
it looked so bad. It looked like 2002 shit.
Looked like some shit I would do.
2002.
I did not like it. But
I didn't either. I was like, you know what? Borderline embarrassed for everybody involved.
Yeah. That looks terrible. Yeah, who?
Yeah, I was like, oh, no, that made it through. That made it through. The person who did it, the person who saw it and okayed it, the people in the test room, the people on the cutting room floor. Nobody was like, you know what? Don't look good. First of all, kind of looks like a butthole.
Because probably somebody
like follow up looks bad.
Probably somebody like Kevin Feige probably did it. Somebody at the top was like, "Look what I did."
Yeah, we can't ask him. Oh, I did it. I know you guys were really worried about the third eye. Is it? Maybe this is too low, or it was just bad, you guys.
It just looked like fake. Photoshop.
It didn't even look like good CGI or bad. It just looked terrible.
It looked like fake ass Photoshop. It looked like something you see on Instagram.
Anyway, look it up, you guys, if you don't believe us.
So anyway, man, that's it, man. We got it done. I'm so glad we got a show out. And we got to get some extra content out for our Patreons peoples. And so I got something in mind and stuff. So I'll look for something this week. Other than that, man, I'm the host of Fancy Patrol. My name is Montego Bradley. With me is my lovely co-host, Miss Tiff O'Bot. Say goodbye to the people, Tiff.
It's been a pleasure as always.
And until next week, man, we will be
on It's Fancy Patrol time.